How's it going, guys? It's Poetry Said, and welcome back to another Poetic Rants. Only like about a week or so after the last one, actually. But this time I have a different guest on. We have my friend Wings, and as you know, we play a lot of. We've in the past we played some Total War Rome 2 together, and he's really into the Total War game. So say hi, Wings.
Hey guys.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
you're right there.
yeah,
Love the Total War.
yeah, and so that is kind of like maybe you already know what this is about if you keep up with new Total War games. This is going to be about the new Total War game, Total War Warhammer, which is in the Warhammer universe. And so this is like really big for a lot of people because Warhammer is a huge universe with a lot of lore behind it and a lot of games behind it. It's just a I don't know. I don't think it started as a video game universe, but it's definitely always had video games as long as video games have like been around on PCs.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, like I remember I've never played this, but I know like Warhammer 40K and stuff is a classic that a lot of people look back on, but so
Yeah.
then now yeah, so then now Total War is the people from CA are going to be doing Total War, and that's exciting. And I was excited when I first heard about this.
Oh
Uh
yeah. I mean, like, I was a bit skeptical about it at first. I was thinking, how are they going to make all the magic work? Because there's all the
yeah.
flying units and the magic, but they kind of worked their way through that, and they didn't make it so there's like constant magic spells going off. Like you only get a certain amount of time a battle,
Yeah.
but they have done it so certain magic spells can be very OP. So you
So
could wipe out one army in one spell.
oh wow.
So
Yeah, so it's
that's
it's
not so
kind of
bad.
like the little activated powers in Rome 2, kind of like that maybe with the cooldown and
Yeah.
stuff.
So I think in Rome 2, like you normally just have like your war cry and your inspire, and then you have to wait
Yeah.
like say a minute or something. But on this one, I think you only get to use your magical ability once.
Okay.
So you
Hmm.
got to like be strategic about it and choose your time wisely when to use your abilities. But then
Okay.
you not as well as that, you get like your normal war cry, say inspire, it boost morale or something like that. I think you get a few of them little abilities as well that are like it's going to stay the same, and you get to use them over and over again
I gotcha.
throughout the
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah. So it's looking. I think it'll be a good game. But the main thing we're going to be talking about in this video is a little bit of a controversy that came up. I don't know when it was first announced, but several months ago that the Chaos Warriors are not going to be available to play unless you pre-order the game. I mean, for the full $60 or what is it in UK? £60.
£50.
£50, yeah. So unless you order for the full price pre-ordered, you get the DLC for free. But otherwise, you have to buy the Chaos faction as a separate expansion pack or DLC, whatever you want to call it. And this is a little bit of a controversy because like for me, I've never been huge into the Warhammer series. I know what it is, and I played maybe one or two games, and I know about it, but I don't even know that much about it. And even I know that Chaos is like maybe the main faction besides the humans. I don't know. They're like super big in the lore, like a giant portion of the lore and the games are all around the Chaos faction. And yeah, like have you played any other like Warhammer games and stuff?
Yeah, I've played several Warhammer games, and I'll tell you this: in all of those Warhammer games I've played, the Chaos have always been there. The Chaos faction is literally probably the main faction. It's like the top of the top, the first on the list. And then I
Yeah.
would probably go down to maybe where the orcs are, because they've always had a important role as well. But having the Chaos faction as a DLC or pre-order to get it straight away, or you'd say wait a month for it to finally be released for £10 or $15 or 20
Exactly,
bucks for
yeah.
you. A month later, that's kind of unfair and that's kind of stupid. I think they should have made it an instant faction that you could jump straight into, and maybe made the elves or even vampire counts a DLC, because they are fun to play as probably still. Obviously, vampire counts you'll have the undead, but that's nothing you can wait for really. The
Yeah.
chaos, you have more of a destructive faction there. They just want to do chaos and killing and raiding, and have all these
Exactly.
giant beasts for people that can't afford to pre-order it and they have to wait ages just to be able to wait for it to come out and get it then. They'll be spending extra money on it, and they have to wait and be teased by all the other YouTubers that has it.
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone who like watches gaming videos quite a bit knows that feeling. It's like I want to play this, but I don't have the money and stuff. But
Mm.
yeah, and it's definitely I'm gonna take off my jacket. It's hot in here. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying that like if they're gonna make a faction a DLC, make a faction be like paid, it shouldn't be the chaos. It should be like the vampire counts, yeah, vampire counts, or the elves, or the dwarves. I don't know, or something.
Mm.
But because when you make like one of the probably like one of the two or three top factions like this, it just really seems like you're out just for money. And I actually have an article that I looked up beforehand about the that is on the Total War forums. That was like a blog post by the developers from CA, and it's interesting. And so like I believe that they're not just out for money, and that's what they say. They're like, money isn't our main objective, but this but doing this is to earn more money for the future, for future games, and to it's an investment in the future of the company basically, so they have better games in the future. But as a consumer, you don't want to see that the game is built like this, you know?
Oh
I don't
no.
know.
That
It's yeah.
Well, the way that they've done it, they've made it sound like they're out for the money. When you were just then saying that they're not out there for the money, but it's an investment in the company, it's them pretty much announcing it's all about the money. We're gonna make this a extra DLC so we can get an extra £10 on each purchase for this DLC for the people that don't buy it pre-order, or however much they're gonna add it. And the other thing that bugs me as well, blood. They're going to make that a separate DLC as well, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
I've read up on that as well and watched a few things. And they said they're going to make Blood a DLC. Why make it a DLC? You don't need to. I mean, that's just as bad as having the Chaos faction a pre-order. I mean, blood in the Warhammer, there's always been blood and guts that drops on the floor, There's always been in all the games that I've played, and they shouldn't have done that for the Total War either. I'm sure they're probably, before they bring out the Blood DLC, there's people going to make a Blood mod for it. I can just tell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I don't know, like I just kind of don't know what to think about stuff like this, cuz like CA they make good games and stuff, and all the Total War games are really good. And although I don't think there's an intention to just have a cash grab, it's kind of what it is. And I don't know, it's kind of like a disconnect between consumers and producers and developers. But
yeah, well, I was reading something earlier, and they kind of all came together, and they all had a talk and everything. Yeah, if I can get it up.
yeah.
But they were all having a talk about it, and saying that they brought all the developers together, and they all had an argument about it and talked about it, about everybody being angry about the DLC and everything, but being a pre-order. And in the end, they just said anything that they say, they're just gonna feed the flames, So
Yeah, I
they
think it
couldn't
might be
even
the same
think
thing
of
I'm
any-
looking at, actually.
Yeah, looking at it, yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't read through it all, but as soon as I got to that, I was just thinking, wow, they're not even gonna try to put something there to try and calm everybody down, They couldn't be bothered. They could have fixed this easy. All they had to do is just say, fine, if we make you happy, that still rolls in the cash for us,
Exactly,
Either way,
yeah.
they could have fixed this easy. They could have made another faction a pre-order bonus. So either way, obviously they're all everybody's gonna still get their, say, Chaos faction now, because they're not going to change it whatsoever. Everybody will get it, but they're just holding it away from the people that don't pre-order for a month. And whenever you play the online and you see someone playing as the Chaos, you're so rubbing it in someone's face,
Yeah, And see, like with the blood thing, the blood DLC. So when I play Total War, I never really get down to the nitty gritty. Like I don't zoom in all the way, which is something that some people do a lot. And I know you do that, right?
It's
You like
lovely.
looking at that, yeah. And so I guess it's just because I'm more of like a macro management type strategy player.
Hmm.
So the blood thing doesn't really affect me, but I know how I can understand how like someone who really likes seeing all the combat and stuff, which is cool. And occasionally I do look at it, I'm like, oh, this is really cool how they have it at such a small level. I can understand how that would annoy people as well.
Hmm.
And I think one big thing that one of the main things that made people angry wasn't just the fact that it was that they have the Chaos Warriors in DLC form. Besides that, like, or as I guess as a subsection of that, one of the main things that made people really angry was that in the trailer they showed like Chaos Faction and stuff, which makes it seem like you should be able to use it in the base game and stuff, and yeah,
Oh,
it's whereas. Yeah, I don't know. You get what I'm saying. It's just
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
They show
yeah,
off and they try and make you buy it. They're
yeah.
like,
They
look at this. This is what you'll get. Buy it.
Yeah,
You know.
they exactly. They pull the watchdogs
Yeah,
on everyone.
definitely.
And yeah,
They convinced me I had to buy it.
yeah. But it's like taking out, I guess a good analogy, since I've only really played Total War Rome. I played a little bit of Medieval, but not hardly any at all. I don't even own it, but I played it on a friend's computer or something, um a good comparison I can think of is having Total War Rome 2 and then having Carthage be a DLC, or Egypt be a DLC. One of these large nations that
Yeah.
that everyone would like to play as because they're one of the main nations, and then you say no, you have to pre-order it or you have to buy it as a separate DLC.
Yeah, that's like that wouldn't even be worth buying then, taking out a major faction just to earn an extra bit of cash, that's
Yeah,
not worth it really. You
exactly.
might as well keep your customers happy and you know that they'll always be there to buy your games next year or something. But
Yeah,
piss them off, they're not going to want to buy them straight away. You're not going to make that extra bit of cash that you're trying to make, and they're just going to wait until it gets really cheap. I was half
yeah.
tempted to wait until like when it finally released and just buy it really cheap off a G2A.
Oh yeah,
So I know that's already really cheap on there. It's like £30 on there for anybody that wants to go and check it out. Go over to G2A. It's really cheap on there. Um, but yeah, I was tempted to wait, but no. I thought
yeah.
I had to pre-order it. I had the money. I thought if I've got the money now, I need to do it. So
I'm
yeah.
I'm thinking that I'm probably going to wait just because, well, there's a lot of games coming out in the next 6 months that I'm really looking forward to besides this one. I like this one too, but I mean, I don't want to spoil stuff for my people who watch my strategy games on my channel, but there's like 2 or 3 games coming out from Paradox, the makers of EU4 and CK2. There's like the Stellaris, which is like a space strategy game, and then there's Hearts of Iron 4, which is World War II strategy. But I'm getting off topic. What I'm saying is, especially with this last thing, it's just kind of, it was already maybe like second or third in my list of games that I need to get in the next 6 months, and especially just with the cost being so high already, and then having to buy Chaos because Chaos sounds like something I would like, and I kind of want to play as them already.
Mm.
Just because of that, it's kind of pushed it even farther down on my list, where it's not nearly as much of a priority, and I'm not as much willing to spend my money. So as it is, I'm probably gonna wait until after release at least, but I don't know. It just depends.
It depends. You've still got quite well, I say, 4 months yet to go. So
Yeah,
somewhere
exactly.
along the line, you may get the cash to be able to pick it up. But yeah, I'd definitely say for people that don't make much money, wait on it. Wait until you've got the money to definitely buy it, and then make sure
Yeah.
you're able to sustain yourself afterwards. I mean, once I bought that game, I realized that I had nothing left, and I had no money for 2 weeks. So I was pretty buggered.
So here's something interesting I am seeing in their defense, in CA's defense in this regard. They said you can take advantage of, if you don't like it, you can take advantage of Steam refunds. So I guess that's something I didn't think about. that now that Steam refunds is in place, now there's a way for people to get their money back if they really don't like it and stuff. So I guess that's one thing you could say in their behind them.
Yeah, that is true. So I mean, like, you can buy it a day before release. You'll get your DLC. You'll get your what do you call it? Your Chaos faction. And if they didn't turn out to be as good as you thought they were planning on to be, and and that's not worth it, you can always get a refund and then wait like 2 weeks later or something when they finally drop the price down, or even buy it off a GSWay where it's on sale, super cheap.
Yeah.
And then you just buy it afterwards, and that won't be as much money as you did spend on it in the first place. So
yeah,
that is true. I have to admit, I'll give you big perks for that one, man.
But
only that one.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, no, I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit, But overall, overall, my opinion. I guess we'll wrap it up soon. It's about 20 minutes, and I like to keep the Poetic Rants short and sweet, to the point. But I guess to me, it's pretty clear cut that it's like, I don't know, it's a misinformed decision at best, and at worst, it's a cash grab. I would say is the best way to put it. Yeah, I think they either should have checked with the fan base, or either just kind of thought about it a little more and possibly changed their mind and done a different faction as a DLC, or they just don't care anymore. But I don't think that's as likely. I think it was more that they just weren't really thinking this through from the customer's point of view as much as we would have liked, at least.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, they still have enough time to change it, but they're just refusing to do so. So I think partially it is to do with money grabbing.
Yeah.
But also I do know that CEA do care about their customers in certain ways. Obviously, they want to keep to their first decision, and they're not like unwilling to change it. But maybe, hopefully, with the next Total War game that they develop, either fantasy or historical, hopefully they'll listen to the fans and everybody that loves their games. Hopefully, they'll listen to them and actually give them something that they want straight away.
Yeah, I agree. That is something to look forward to and hope for. But anyways, I guess that's going to be it. But before we go, I just want to say that Wings has an awesome channel on YouTube. He doesn't have nearly as many subscribers as he should have, in my opinion, because he makes awesome Total War stuff, and he's really good at the games, a lot better than I am. And he plays. What series have you been doing lately? Like,
I'm actually doing Age of Charlemagne, the new DLC for Total War Attila.
Okay, yeah, so he's been doing that, and he's also, in the past, we've done some Rome 2 together. He's done some Shogun 2, right? And and right now, he actually has a giveaway going on for Total War Warhammer. So, speak of the devil, he has a giveaway that he's doing for that. So, if you want a chance to go and win Total War Warhammer, was like I said at the beginning of the video, I think it's going to be a great game personally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you do want a chance to win at that, you should go over and check his channel out at YouTube. I don't know if you have a special link, but just you can find him on my channel. There's links all over. I'll put a link in the description, but it's a Crimson Gamer. I call him Wings, but a Crimson Gamer on YouTube. I should have said that earlier. And he makes a lot of cool stuff, so you guys should subscribe anyways. And I guess that's it for me. Do you have any last things to say, Wings?
Stay cool, people. Hope to see some more faces on my channel, and make sure if you're new to Poetry Stud's channel, subscribe to him as well. Yeah. He makes good content.
Thanks. All right, well, I guess that's gonna be it. Go leave a like and stuff, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Ciao.